hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you on a Saturday, talking a little real estate. Nothing better on East Tennessee, talking real estate, being with you guys. Super excited to be in the studios, having a little fun. You know, it's countdown time. It's that time. We've got if you're watching on social media, we've got the Neyland Stadium in the back. We're ready. It's football ready. It's football time in Tennessee. We're down to less than a week. And if you've been following our social media channels and everything on the radio and things we're talking about, we're giving away tickets. And you guys still have an opportunity to do that. We've got, I looked yesterday, I don't know, it was like 40,000 people on X alone just taking advantage of that opportunity, going to the game. It's going to be a sold-out opener versus Chattanooga on Saturday. And I heard they're coming out in smoky gray. So that's going to be super exciting. So all you got to do is log on to our channels, like, share, and follow. You register, and then we'll send you to the game. So we'll pick 2 lucky winners, and parking passes included. So it's super fun, super excited. All right, I got a good show for you guys. As always, got some real estate news. We'll go over some congrats. But we talk about the real estate market. We know the Fed's meeting in September, and all eyes are watching possible interest rate cuts. But you don't really know. They say the housing market this year has been anything but predictable. And we know, but we don't know. We don't know. Everybody's trying to time the market, but more than likely we're going to see, with the numbers that came out recently, we had 818,000 jobs less than stated prior, and all eyes are possibly, the Feds were focusing on a July interest cut that never happened, so there'll be some kind of adjustment in the housing market. What does that mean for you if you're selling? I think it's a great opportunity. I had a nice young gentleman just give me a buzz. He's watching the same data that we're watching, and he's getting ready to put his house in North Knoxville on the market. We're going to meet with him next week. So if you're on the market, this is a perfect opportunity. I think we want to tie this show into it, is if you're buying or selling your home and how to do that and close on the same day. Believe it or not, we do that all the time. What are your options? So if you're buying or selling a home and do that on the same day, we do it all the time, and we're one of the best groups to do it. And it's never easy, right? You know, say real estate's easy. It's always stressful, right? But we do it with a great team, and we've got a great team here at Hometown Realty to help you with that process. So we're going to be talking about that today. We got real estate news. We'll start with real estate news, and then we got our congrats, and we'll get into a show. All right, we got 30-rate fixed mortgage. Still lingers under 6.5%, although mortgage rates have stayed relatively flat over the past couple of weeks. Softer incoming economic data suggests that they will gently slope downwards toward the end of the year, and that's kind of where we're at. We got Freddie Mac, 30-year 6.46, so we are under 6.5. And our 15-year, still competitive at 5.62 interest rates here. Again, this is some of the news going on. We got California advances 0 down, no payment loans for undocumented immigrants. Let's see what we got here. The California Dream Act loan programs allows individuals on basis of their immigration status. The program allows loans up to 20% of the home purchase price, which is a typical 0 down payment on this state, and then no payments. The state loans can potentially be repaid back when the state or the home is refinanced or transferred to another borrower. It goes on and on. It said this year 18,000 individuals applied for the $255 million loan lottery, leaving 1,700 lucky winners with up to $150,000 towards closing cost. Okay, that's what we got going on there. Isn't that interesting? All right, then we've got Hacienda Community Development Group. I saw this yesterday. Taxpayer-funded down payment assistance program that gives money to non-citizens to buy homes in Oregon while excluding American citizens from eligibility. So if you're a U.S. citizen, you don't qualify. Hacienda CDC is reporting offering $30,000 for down payment assistance for eligible new home buyers through their Camino Casa program, according to a screenshot first reported by ex-user at Oregon Citizens. Clients work closely with financial coaches and HUD-certified housing counselors through their home buying process. There's more about that, but we won't go much into that. But, you know, this is an election year, and this is how important it is to get out and vote. So important to get out and vote. And let's talk about the housing market. I think I wanted to mention this. Obviously, it's a political year, and I'm not going to get into politics here. You can't win when you get into that, but common sense does come in play. We got potential Harris's proposal on the housing market and how would that affect, and I think that definitely reflects, and you guys need to know, corporate tax rates. All you business owners that own corporations or LLCs or businesses that employ a lot of people, those rates are going to go from 21 to 28% is what you're projecting. Capital gains. So many people, my listeners, we own properties in the Smokies or out of state, have rental real estate. And then listen up on this, 44.6% capital gains. They want to increase it to 44.6 on capital gains. That would absolutely crush the real estate market. I don't care who you're for. That is not a good thing, and we do not support that. And then we have 25% tax on unrealized gains. So that's what that means is, let's say your house, you bought it for $100,000, and you've been there for a while, but the value's $300,000. So they're attempting to tax you on the $200,000 equity gain that you may have there. So that's the news on the real estate market. Not the best news, but I want to bring it to you and keep you informed. As we see the housing market go into the fall, East Tennessee, we know football's kicking off, which is good times. And the Smokies, so many people come in for the Smokies. Investments it's probably one of our biggest times. If you look on our page, we have a lot of large cabins, things like that, large properties, land, right? We just listed some large tracts of land where this is a great opportunity to put your property in the market because there's a lot of 1031 tax exchange. We just talked about taxes, and it seems like nothing's inexpensive anymore. Everything's expensive. And, a lot of people that if you're thinking about selling now, it is the time. Putting your property on the market, buyers are looking for these 1031s and doing depreciation. Won't get into depreciation, but years ago we talked about bonus depreciation. And so there's ways to do cost segregation, things like that will allow you to force depreciate that property in that year. And as a potential taxpayer, that'd be a great savings for you. So don't miss out on that this year. Just because summer's over, this is one of our busiest times other than the summer going into the fall. So obviously reach out to us if we can help you with anything there. New listings coming on, and I'm going to get right into the show. We get to talking. There's a lot of real estate news. Wanted to talk about that. New listing on 606 Cherokee Orchard Road. That is a great income-producing cabin. It is less than 1 year old, projected at $125,000 in income. Check that property out. New listing in Rockwood, 820 Blackjack Road. Check that one out. Beautiful property that we're working with our great sellers here in Covered Bridge over in Hardin Valley, 2221 Covered Bridge Boulevard. Beautiful home, rancher with a two-story. And it's a beautiful custom-built home. Make sure you want to check that out. It's going live today, so you can check it out on our website. Property 6618 Texas Valley Road at Halls. Beautiful property with some acreage, over 11 acres. And then a new listing in Tyler Way in Sevierville. Beautiful opportunity. Congrats to our friends in Nations Road, 90 acres out in Newport. Congrats. Tater Valley Road with horse opportunities there. They had a great stall and barn and over some acreage there, and that went under contract. And our buyers out in Oak Ridge, congrats. And our listing in Farragut that just closed, congrats to them. Had those opportunity to meet the buyers for the first time, and they came from out of state, and they were just so excited to get that property. So a lot of things going on, staying busy, guys, trying to help you guys in the real estate market. Let's talk about purchasing a property before we come into the break. It's a challenge. One of the biggest things in the housing market, we have inventory shortage as a whole, and one of the most fearful things we've seen in the market is if I'm going to put my home on the market, Ryan, what if I can't find something? And so inventory over the last couple of years has been down, and that's a challenge. And so we're going to talk about how you can buy a home and sell a home and close on the same time. If you listen to our commercials coming up, I had a great client that he talks about that process. And he said, Ryan, you actually did what you say you're going to do. And it's not easy, and that's why you need a great team to help you with that process. Where do we start? It's all about timing, obviously, of course, and some of the real estate market talks about that. But you want to evaluate the housing market. You want to start. We want to look at where we're at in the marketplace. So the young gentleman that just called me about selling is, I think, as we're going into the last quarter of the year, timing's everything, right? You buy at the right time, you get a great deal. Interest rates change, you get your house on the market, we price, all those things come in together. Look, we're coming on a break. We're going to talk more about this in the second half, Real Estate with Ryan. Make sure you guys stay with us. We'll see you right after the break.
Your friend promised we wouldn't be homeless.
He promised. He's doing everything to fix it.
You need to call and have him fix it now.
Hey, man.
Found us a house.
No, not yet. Let me call you back. We're working on it.
Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty.
He says he's doing the best he can do, honey.
Well, he's taken too long. I knew we should have gone with Ryan Coleman.
Choosing the right agent is never easy.
Call your hometown experts. We'll take care of all the details and make sure you don't get stuck in a motel. I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, we're back after the break there. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're catching us the first time, you tune in to this show, who's that guy on there, man? Hey, my name is Ryan Coleman, owner of Hometown Realty, and we do this show every week, every Saturday. You can catch us on News Talk 98.7 at 1 o'clock, Talk Radio 92.3 FM at 11, and everybody, anywhere there's social media, we're out there. Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube. We're streaming live in case you missed the shows. Of course, we're in all the apps as well. So appreciate you guys listening. Hope you're having an amazing week, and always love spending time with you. We'll get right into it. We got a lot to cover in this topic. So, all right, 60-second vol update. Drum roll, please. I don't think we even need to mention what's going on here in Saturday in Neyland at 12:45. I don't know where you'll be, but don't call me. Not then, because I'll be busy. We'll all be down in Neyland together as the Vols kick off against Chattanooga. Smoky Grays just got announcements that they'll be wearing the Smoky Gray uniforms. Super excited for that. I know you guys are waiting. Can't wait. It's here. And then Tennessee, 17th ranked in 247 Sports Talent. I think we got a couple of ranking polls, ranked 15th to 17th. I think all that's going to change. Early rankings. Recruiting, Tennessee has been hot on the trail, 5th in the nation, and excited to see our Vols. Excited to work with Brew McCoy. We're going to be doing some things to talk about his comeback in the future, how he came back from injury of last year, and how he will be starting this year and have an amazing senior season. So excited to work with him. You'll see some commercials out with old Brew, and we'll have some swag and some interesting stuff. Everybody loves Brew, and super excited about that story. So, hey, that's it right now for Vol Update. Make sure you follow our social channels. We have until Wednesday we can send you to the game. All you got to do is like, share, and follow. You're entered to win, and we're going to give them away free. All because we love you guys. Go Big Orange. Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. All right, that's what we got. A lot coming on. It's just that time of the year. So much going on. Love it, love it, love it. Something about the weather changing, East Tennessee. You can feel it. It's in the air. But let me stay focused on my show because we'll get going here. And we're talking about buying a home and selling a home at the same time. How is that challenging? How do we do that? We're going to cover that. We know it's a fearful thing, but you want to evaluate the housing market. You want to get with a great agent with all the real estate changes and regulations and God knows what they're proposing on taxes and things like that. Get that meeting. And listen, hey, we love you just to call us and go directly. Interview at least another agent or two. Don't call the first person. And with the market changing, I'm not sure if friend and family is always the best option. It's always a difficult thing, right? I've worked with family. I work with friends. And sometimes those relationships are hard where you don't want to have, any conflict with the relationship. So always interview a second person. Go with your gut. It's always a good opportunity there. We'd love to talk to you in the future about how we could help you any way we can. What is a buyer's market? Well, I don't think we're in a buyer's market yet, but buyer's market where there's a lot of inventory in the market and or there's an oversupply of inventory. And where that market, you can see contingent offers. You can see sellers willing to do things that we saw probably in
and haven't seen in a while. Seller's market, obviously, we've seen that in the last couple of years where home prices, where we talked about last week's show, we had 37 offers and multiple offers and didn't want to do inspections and all those things. If you're in a buyer's market, obviously you have an opportunity with contingency. And we're seeing those contingencies. We'll kind of talk about those where a contingency is, I want to sell my home, but it's contingent upon that home selling before I can close on yours. That's very common in a buyer's market. People are willing to look at that, right? They're willing to look at contingency where in a hot market they wouldn't even consider it. What's in a seller's market? Ask for rent backs, possessions, different things like that. Sometimes those are opportunities. Most sellers market are not looking for that. They'll allow financing contingencies, but they want to close in 30 or 45 days. So be prepared with that. Make sure we talked about an agent that is experienced in your marketplace. We cover about an hour and a half outside of Knoxville. So Ryan, that's a long range. So that is long range. But to be expert in your market, you got to know your whole market, right? Not just your neighborhood. And so we cover a wide range of a lot of clients, thanks to you guys listeners and everybody across East Tennessee. And so we really know our market well, and so that's what we do. We try to help people. We love it. Understanding finances is probably key more than anything else. With the interest rates changing and the market doing some different things, it's important to start your conversations off with your lender. Even if you're solid, even if you've been doing the business 25 years like myself, I just talked to my lender the other day, and you always learn something new. So it's so important that you get with your lender on the front end. Talk about new changes to the mortgage market. Are there new underwriting guidelines? Typically, when you see the market shift, what we used to have is no longer. Where, let's say, for example, where they'll count rental income and they'll take 75% of the rental income and then offset that. You have to basically qualify for this to 25%. Maybe they're changing that. So maybe what you thought is not there anymore. That consultation is very imperative before you pack your whole family up, get things moving, and before the middle of it, you run into a snag. So make sure you do that as well. Talk about the market realistic in today's market. How long will your home take to sell? And those are opportunities. If you reach out to us, we can give you a snapshot of your specific market, certain zip code areas, and give you days on market as a whole. Remember, each home is totally different. So, average days on market gives you an average. It's not exact. Buying a house before selling. Let's talk about that. It's very common in the marketplace. And when inventory has been slow, just helped a great couple the other day, and her son's involved. We put a property under contract in Oak Ridge. She knew exactly the neighborhood she wanted to live in. But with that being said, she didn't want to sell her home and have nowhere to go. And so this particular situation, she was able to help her have a family member to go ahead and purchase this property, close on it, and then we'll go ahead and sell her property. So those are always options to look at, because one of the hardest things is, especially any of our seniors, but anybody, right? If I was going to move, it's even hard for me to make a move. But making that move with so many decisions are not easy. And so sometimes that's an opportunity in today's marketplace where if you have the ability to go ahead and close on a property on the front end, even though there may be some expenses, there's some peace of mind. There's other ways to work this out. In today's market, we can always request an extended closing day, 30, 45 days. Some sellers may go up to 90 days. It all depends on negotiation. Refundable escrows or non-refundable escrows. We have opportunities there just depending on the seller and the buyer situations. There's opportunities with a bridge loan or a HELOC loan, or sometimes there's allowance with a 401k or retirement program that if you check with your financial advisor, that they may allow you to pull those funds and repay them back with no penalty. But again, check with your financial advisor on that. And there's always ability to do like me and April did. When all else fails, we're in the business. We've got the family, we got the kids, we got the dog babies. We say, honey, we do this all the time. We're just going to rent it. We'll rent it and come back down the road and do with it. So you always got that opportunity. What are some pros before selling? Obviously, you have somewhere to move right away. You don't have to move once. It allows you to save money on storage units and temporary housing costs. You're less pressured to make quick decisions. And I think that's the biggest thing, making decisions that you wouldn't make if you weren't pressured. Cons of buying a home before selling: you may feel rushed, and then contingent offers are less competitive in today's market. That is true. Selling a house before buying, obviously, if you're going to make a settlement decision, whether you're going to make it contingent or not, and let's talk about that contingency real quickly. If you're going to make a contingent offer in today's market, we are seeing some of those, right? Houses are set in the market just a little bit longer than we need. And sometimes we have a great property that we just went under contract, and house is in Coreyton. It's going to move really, really quickly. I would encourage you that if you're working with another agent, make sure that they have everything set up on the front end. We went 2 weeks with this particular deal to gather information to make a decision. They could have lost that property. And we ended up working it out. But make sure you're prepared. You've got pictures of the house, or at least some cell phone pictures. Your buyer has a pre-approval letter ready to go. You know the exact list price that you're going to put on that property. So when you get the other agent, that you can advocate for your client to make sure that, hey, we're going to put this property in the market and we can get this property sold during this time. I think those are really key. Sometimes rent backs are an opportunity. Make sure you do your inspections. Have you done an inspection on your home? Is there anything that you walk with your agent and do that walkthrough tour that could possibly come up? So a lot of things to cover. Probably recapping the show and forceful, kind of going into quick mode here. But basically, make sure you take your time. Feel good about it. Discuss with your agent your options and what you can and can't do. And ultimately, don't be forced to make a decision that's not good for you. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Hope you have an amazing weekend and look forward to seeing you back next week. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.